People, deluded, I'm back again now. Obviously, I can't be everywhere at every game or watch every game, so I can't know everything about everything, but I do what I can. Jean-Clair Todibo, now he's a player I haven't seen too much of, but he's a player I've been alerted to for obvious reasons. I mean, he's 18 years of age. He's played 10 games in Liga for Toulouse, the same club that developed Lafont. He's out of contract next season. He's a France under-20 international. He can play in midfield or in centre-half. I think his future is at centre-half. Decent tackler, decent header, okay bringing out the ball and playing with the ball. Like I said, my knowledge needs to expand on him a bit more. I'll never pretend to know a player, and this is why you can see how I love football. This is what goes into scouting. You're not always going to know everything about certain players, but he's someone that you can see why. Just the fact that he's a free contract. I love young players. I love Arsenal, and we like to have young players. And France is a gold mine at the moment. You can see why I'm naturally interested. He's 18, playing for them at a decent level. Like I said, he looks like he looks like a stocky lad, and he looks like there's a lot of physical potential in that regard. The only thing that scares me is you're seeing clubs like Juventus. I've seen Manchester City linked. You're seeing quite a few clubs linked, and if I was him, maybe it'd be best served staying at Toulouse, possibly signing a new deal, staying there, but his contract's up. Things happen. Anything can happen in that regard. So it's up to him what he wants to do. But he's played 10 games. He's got 1 goal, 1 assist, which the goal, I remember, was a decent header in the highlights I saw. But yeah, his positioning can improve, and he's obviously inexperienced. So there's him. And then you've got Williams Saliba. I can never say his name. Another centre-half. He plays for Saint Etienne. I'm so sure I've seen him play for France's youth sides, under 19 side. I could be wrong about that, but I'm so sure. 17 years of age, 17, 18 years of age. I believe he's 17, playing for Saint Etienne, centre-half. And I wouldn't say he's impressed me, but like similar to Jean-Clair, I'm interested in what to see. My initial things on what I see on him, I think there's some potential there. Just how far he goes depends on him, and I need to keep watching him. But he likes to play out from the back. He's not afraid to try new things. He's not afraid to try to hold on to the ball. I do think his clearances could be a bit more, if it makes sense, a bit more conviction, a bit more vim in it, a bit more oomph in it when he clears the ball. I think he could be a bit more polished in that regard as well. He looks very rough around several edges, but what would you think? What would you expect of someone that's 17 and has made only 3 top flight France division appearances at the time of writing? Like I said, more monitoring needs to be done on both of them players, but they're 2 players I'm definitely looking at, and they're centre halves. Of course, it goes against my own logic, because I'm sitting here and saying if I could find a 26 to 28-year-old ish centre-half in their prime that's a level above everybody at this club, I'd be welcome, whether that's someone signed for 50 million, which we can't, or someone found for 3 million somewhere. But I'm always open to young players, man. Young players that we can develop into first teamers, young players that can be sold on for profit. That would help Arsenal in 2 ways, because we'd either be saving money because we're developing players, or we'll be doing a thing where we're not only saving money and investing substantially, but we're developing players and selling them on to make a decent profit, which could go back into the club's transfer kitty. Of course, it's not as black and white as that, but you get the point. You look at Chelsea. Okay, we can all banter them for not bringing through any young players, and for as good as the young players they've had season in or season, for John Terry to still be the only one really is a shame. But one thing I rate that they're doing, they tie down their players and then they sell them on for decent P's, and they slap in them buyback clauses. That's a good way to mitigate against anything. You can tell they don't want to make the same mistake possibly that happened with, I don't want to say Lukaku, but maybe Lukaku to a degree, and definitely for me, Kevin De Bruyne. Maybe, yeah, of course it's completely different to a degree, because the level they were at they were slightly of a higher level than they were of the the more homegrown talents, the more, I don't want to say Masonda, but true Masonda was at Chelsea for a substantial period of time. You've got Traore, you've got Boga, you've got Baker, Loftus-Cheek. You guys can list off the many names here and there. Chalobah once upon a time. You get the point, innit? So, yeah, man, I'm all for that. But I've got nothing more to say on that. So let me get out of your hair, people. People, deluded. Comment, subscribe, and do the rest. I'm out.